Apologies for starting late, guys. Apologies. But yeah, we're here on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Hope you're doing well wherever you are at. Please like and share. We are streaming from YouTube and we are here with our beautiful colleagues where we're going to share our BPS e-learning course experience. So before we go any further, let us first explain who BPS is. I'm definitely sure there's some of you that doesn't really know or have never heard of the basic package of support. So basically, the basic package of support, it is a youth program that aims to connect young people with opportunities. We are specifically working with young people who are not in education, not in employment, and not in any sort of training. So basically, these young people are out of a system, and we're trying to link them and connect them with a particular system. So we do this through one-on-one coaching sessions with our qualified youth coaches who are child and youth care workers. We also have a community of practice in each and every community that we're working from so that we can be able to strengthen the services that are serving young people in our communities so we can create a safety net for young people to be caught whenever they fall through the cracks. So that's basically who BPS is. And before we go any further, let us introduce who is with me on this call. So we do have our coach, we have a mobilizer, we also have our site manager, but I'm not going to introduce them. I'm going to ask them to unmute themselves, to introduce themselves and tell us exactly what is it that they enjoy by being part of the basic package of support program. Let us start with Musiwa. Musiwa, can you kindly open your mic and introduce yourself, sir?
Hi, Noli. How are you doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Actually feeling fresh. I'm alive. It's after the elections. I'm looking forward to good things. My name is Musiwa Madula, and I'm the site manager based in Orange Farm for the Basic Package of Support program. And I'm looking forward to the conversation.
Beautiful. Thank you and welcome, Musiwa. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us in this beautiful reflection session. I'm going to go over to Bongiwe. How are you, Sissy?
Hi, Noli. Hi, everyone. Hi, colleagues. I'm hoping everyone is good. My name is Bongiwe Gwala in KZN Durban. And I've forgotten the question. What else would you like to know?
Yes. What is it that you enjoy about being part of this amazing program?
Okay. I think it's meeting new people and actually working in the community instead of being somewhere in an office and enclosed. I think I enjoy being out there, engaging with different people on a daily basis.
Lovely, beautiful. I'm going to move over to Tyrese, all the way from Western Cape, Atlantis. Hi, Tyrese. How are you?
I'm good, and you? How are you doing, Nolly?
I'm good. Please introduce yourself.
Hello guys, hello colleagues, hello everyone. My name is Tyrese Lutz, and I'm based in Atlantis, Western Cape, Cape Town. And what I love about the basic tickets of basic tickets is that love meeting new young people that is my age and just encouraging them, motivating them, just not give up on their dreams. That's what I love most about BPS. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. We do have from our technical support, Antonia was making sure that we are audible and there are no technical issues. You know what I mean? So thank you very much, Antonia. Not sure if you'd like to please say hi to everyone.
Everyone, yeah, this is Antonia. You'll see I've got a very strange background there, but that's just because my camera's not working. Of course, there are always these lovely technical glitches that we operate with. But yeah, very excited for this sort of very first live stream that we're doing as BPS, and excited to hear what the rest of the team has to say. Thanks, Nolly.
Thank you, Antonia. And last but not least, we have Simone, who is our support and assisting us here today, will also be helping us to basically answer some of the questions that you guys have. Simone, how are you? You can unmute yourself, Simone, and greet.
Has Simone
Okay.
kicked off?
Okay, so probably we're going to have Simone greeting at a later stage. Again, guys, always there are technical issues, but we are just wanting to have this beautiful session and reflect with you and share with you what is special about the basic package of support approach with working with young people. And these lovely people here that I have with me online today, they have recently participated in our very first e-learning module where we were showcasing the BPS approach of working with young people. But we also heard some of our beneficiaries sharing their success story about basic package of support. So again, just to remind you, please please share, please invite as many people as possible to come and share with us. And remember, there will definitely be updates in our social media platforms. Do not forget to follow us on our WhatsApp channel. Do not forget to like and follow us on our Facebook channel, LinkedIn, you name it. So please make sure that you are here and interacting with us. We basically want this session to be an interactive session where you are able to ask questions, or you are able to send your comments on the YouTube chat box. I do have Antonia there that will always just try and support us in reading those questions that you guys might have, and we'll answer them live. So again, I want to know. I'm very much interested to hear my guest. My guest. How was it? I know, guys, it's so, especially post-COVID. Post-COVID, we all went back to face-to-face. Some places were hybrid, and we were trying to mix this online and face-to-face type of learning. But BPS have had given you guys an opportunity to have a full-on, like online or e-learning course. How was the experience for you? How was the experience? What was the challenges that you guys might have faced? I'm not sure. Would love to take on this one. Bongiwe, yay! How was it for you, sis?
Okay. At the beginning, I was expecting something slightly different. I think I was expecting something more formal in terms of schooling, learning something new. Not that I didn't learn anything. I definitely learned quite a lot. But I was surprised when I started doing the course that it was literally something that we're all used to doing. It was more like a reminder of the work that we're doing, why we do it, and just having some pointers of just a little bit of cherry on top to say this is a pointer or a good direction to take in the work that we do. So I definitely loved each and every section of what we learned. I think one of the challenges we had was on our side. One of the challenges we had was we took all our time, literally as a group, to just sit and just put ourselves in there because it was a competition at some point. So, so the funny part, as much as it was a challenge, was that we're all in different aspects of working. So our mobilizer was struggling with certain things, and our site manager had to try and translate what's happening. While the site manager is translating, I, on the other hand, as a youth coach guide, I'm thinking I have this now. Our site manager is explaining something else, and I'm thinking we are all just lost. So it was quite a bit of a head burner at first.
Yeah.
And I definitely enjoyed it. I think our challenges was all having just different aspects of what we thought the e-learning would be like, but we definitely had a good one.
Beautiful. Obongiwe is saying something that is very much important, that the e-learning course was actually a reminder of why we're doing what we're doing. Musiwa, would you like to tell us a little bit more of maybe on that? Why are we doing what we are doing, and what is it that we're doing as BPS?
Thank you very much, Nuli, for that. And I have to say, when we were told about the e-learning process, it's very difficult sometimes to unlearn what you already know.
Yeah.
And the e-learning process, when everyone was told going to do an e-learning process, because of the three big institutions that are supporting the program, everyone thought, we're going to write exams. And I was like, no, guys, just relax. It's a learning space. And
Yeah.
we actually sat down, and when they had the word competition, they're like, so now we must be in a rush to do this. I'm like, no, you know what, guys? You must remember, as BPS, for us to get through young people through the entire process of coaching and into opportunities, we need to be patient and take our own time. So I said to them, no, relax. We'll all look at the BPS learning and then decide how we want to do it. And when we went through the learning process, we actually realized this is a reflective space of the work that we're actually trying to do with young people. One, it's understanding, why is it that I wake up every morning, and why am I supporting this young person? And also, what kind of needs, what kind of a young person am I dealing with? Is it still the work that I'm doing now? Is it still in line with the BPS vision of creating an agency and a actual capacity for the young person? So it was a lot of understanding and insight about ourselves, and also as a team to say, are we seeing the same vision? Are we speaking the same language? Are we telling young people the same processes? So it was more of a reflective space around that. And the team found it very interesting, and they were really excited that every week when we did a certain learning engagement, they had to go back the following week, practice that, and see if it's really working, if it is the tool. And I mean, to share an interesting story is that one of the coaches, they actually realized, they were watching one of the videos from one of our speakers, and they realized that, you know what, I've been doing great work. And it was a reminder to them that I don't need to rush young people through these sessions, but I need to be able to sit, understand their need, and understand where they're coming from. And in that way, I'm able to build a healthy relationship with them.
Beautiful. And I guess that's what is special about the BPS approach of working with young people. It's because we do not have a specific time frame which we say we are going to be working with you in a space of 6 months. We're going to be working with you in a space of 6 weeks. We're just saying, let us journey together. Let us hold your hand. Let us try to navigate life challenges where we're trying to connect you with an opportunity. And in doing that, we're understanding the importance of building a sense of agency. We're understanding the point of trying to be patient with a young person, because reality is our young people are different. They're facing different challenges, and they're coming from different backgrounds. I forgot to mention, we are operating from 4 different provinces, and all of these different provinces have their different challenges. And it's also very important for us to know that. And today, 3 provinces are represented, which is Musiwa coming from Gauteng, Bongiwe coming from KZN, and Tyrese coming from Western Cape. So thank you very much, guys, for joining. Tyrese, Musiwa spoke about building agency within young people. How do you think the course have reminded you about how important is it to build a sense of agency within our young people?
It's just a matter of fact, or how you approach the client, and how the e-learning. It's just how the client is, how the client come into you as the BPS and the youth coaches, how they deal with the sessions. It's just a matter of how that young person is feeling at that very moment, what they're going through, what they're dealing with at home. So it's just a matter of how you treating the client. So what I learned throughout the e-learning is how we handle our clients and how we treat our clients. Must treat him with respect, because respect goes a long way. So that's all. 100%, you must treat him always with respect.
Yeah, beautiful. Just understanding them and have a sense of empathy, right?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. We heard in our e-learning course, there are some success stories of our young people. So our young people are actually featured in this e-learning course, and they shared their success stories. Bongiwe, how did you guys feel when you were engaging with these success stories, and to even think that you guys have played a huge role in getting young people where they are? You know what I mean?
When we read and had to share some of the success stories, I think we were resonating more than anything, because some of the success stories that we were working with, it's something that is happening on sites on a daily basis, not just our sites only, but on all over the sites. So we were resonating more than just being surprised. We would see this is what we can achieve, or this has been achieved. But we're actually happy to say that, you know what, some of these success stories are success stories that we see on a daily basis on our site. And it was actually bringing a bit of happiness to us to be doing and having to be participating with this e-learning, hearing these success stories, and actually bonding with them to say, we actually had a similar case to this one. Actually, this one is the same as the one that it was quite heartwarming, to say the least, to say that we can see that the impact we are doing, as much as we are in different parts of South Africa, in different sites, but we are all having one vision. And the vision is that, like, the outcome is all the same on all sides. So that was heartwarming for everyone to know that we are doing quite a good job.
Beautiful. We are indeed doing quite a great job, and our young people are there testifying that I got into this program in the state, and through engaging with coaching, through engaging with the different parts of the program, I've managed to build self-confidence. I've managed to understand that actually I can still get up and chase my dreams, because reality is young people that are out of a system, they tend to be hopeless. And we are actually that program that revives that hope through the coaching, the coaching tools that we give to them. I do want to encourage you again, wherever you're watching from, please, if you have any questions for us, if you have any questions for my guests, please type them on the chat box so that we can read them and answer them. Again, I said I want this to be an interactive moment where we get to understand the BPS approach, but also understand the e-learning course that will be now available for everyone to participate. And I think the most important thing is that, especially if you're working with young people and you have an urge of transforming communities, please engage with this course so that you can be able to see the impact that the BPS approach is actually having in our young people. And also read and listen to the videos of our young people's success stories. Unfortunately, guys, we cannot do this type of work alone. We can't work in silos. We need to combine, we need to get together, we need to hold hands while we're journeying with young people. BPS cannot be everywhere, but you can definitely steal a thing or two and make it a point that you are replicating that within your space of work. Please connect with us. Please like and share. I do want to know from Musiwa. Musiwa is our site manager in Gauteng. And the interesting part about the guest that I have here, I have a mobilizer who's working and making sure that he's bringing young people into the program, going out there, making sure that the young people know about BPS and recruit young people. We have the youth coach guide that is ensuring that the quality coaching is happening on site and young people are receiving quality coaching. We are keeping on strengthening ourselves as coaches so that we can deliver quality service to our young people. We have Musiwa, who is making sure that everyone else is well taken care of, is well supported, but also Musiwa is connecting service providers from the communities to create the safety net. Can you tell me, Musiwa, in terms of you engaging with the course, how do you think the course have helped you understand maybe some part of the program that you didn't really understand, or maybe helped you to kind of improve yourself in your role into connecting with the service providers outside of BPS?
Thank you very much, Nolu. I'd like to quote something that you said just now, is that we, as BPS, we do not want to work alone, but we want to work with others. And if you understand BPS looks at the young person holistically, which is we're trying to bring all the relevant services very close to the young person. And the vision is to work together and to problem solve some of the challenges that these young people are facing. You also mentioned that these are the young people that have fallen off the cracks. So as BPS, especially in my role, one is to identify what kind of service wasn't there for the young person that made them fall off the crack? How did we lose this young person throughout this process? And then through that engagement is to go to local service, identify these local service providers and to see how we can better support them. But we not only support them in supporting them as BPS, we're also identifying other stakeholders in the community that can help us support this young person. So what I've learned from the e-learning, it's also a reflection on how I can engage other service providers better. One, not only saying he's not doing that, but also how can he do that differently? And who else can actually play a part in supporting this young person? And not only the young person, because, you know, young people get into opportunity and they move. But then as service providers, we remain in the community. How can we better resource each other as service providers in the community? How can we leverage on each other's services so that we ensure that we mobilize our resources so that every young person has access to them? And that's what I've learned through the e-learning, is that it's not something that's only practical, but it's something that was researched and well thought of. And hence the e-learning process made me remember the vision of the community of practice, that we need to work together and to problem solve challenges together. It's not just one person's problem, but it's also when I have a young person at my space, what other issues is the young person facing? And I don't want the young person to walk out without knowing where to go. But they need to know that when they go to service provider X, they've got Mr. So-and-so or Ms. So-and-so who's going to provide them with this kind of service. And also making sure that our service providers, we understand their mandate and what is it that they're trying to give to young people. And that for me, it's a big learning from the e-learning process and around the type of vision, because there's a part that asks you about what kind of vision do you want to see? So what part of Siwa are you bringing? And one thing for me that I mentioned through the learning process was that I consider myself a connector. So I link young people with opportunities. I link service providers with one another. And that's what came up for me as a big learning.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Tyrese mentioned something about holding young people with respect. In whatever that you're doing with this particular young person, we need to have respect for them. And that's basically one of the things that he believes that he needs to continue doing when working with young people. I want to ask Tyrese, how engaging did you find the course content, the actual content? Because I know you're working as a mobilizer, and which simply means that you are recruiting young people, making sure the young people gets through the door of BPS and they feel comfortable. So basically you have your peers that you bring into the space so that they can be able to be assisted and supported. And also, Tyrese is our beneficiary, our ex-beneficiary, with which something that just clicked into my mind right now, that Tyrese is our beneficiary, who is now our mobilizer, assisting young people with their starter pack. And when we're talking about starter pack, we're talking about those minor things that young people are not taught at school. How to do a CV, how to do a cover letter, how to prepare for an interview, how to get a text number, and all of those things. I want to know, Tyrese, how has engaging with the course helped you in your role?
The course actually helped me just to be on their level, on basically on the clients. When I'm go outside and to recruit, just need to be in their level. Can't come to them and like speak a foreign language to them because I'm on their level. They my age. Most of them are my age here outside, so I can't speak to them in a foreign language. So I need to be on their level and greet them with, like I said before, respect. Because I can't greet them, hello, what you doing? Because they are my peers. I need to connect with them, like you call it peer connection. So I need to connect with them. That's the most thing you need to do. So yeah, it's just a level. I need to be in their level.
Beautiful. Trying to engage with them and the level that they understand, also trying to understand their slang. And that's basically how we connect with young people. We need to be able to find exactly what is it that is interesting to them, and we use that to basically get them into the program, and also make them understand that, look, we know you're not in any sort of a system, but there is still hope. There is BPS who's willing to hold you through this journey of trying to get yourself into something out there. And in order for you to do that, you need to kind of come down to their level or get into their level so that you can be able to connect with them. Definitely, if you can connect with your young person, they will be able to warm up to you and warm up to the process even. So thank you very much, guys. I'm not sure, Antonia, if there are any questions on the chat box so that we can be able to throw them to our guests before we move any further.
Yeah, I think one of the questions that's come up is from the perspective of the BPS team members, so the mobilizers, the youth coaches and youth coach guides. From their perspective, what are some of the biggest challenges facing young people in South Africa today, and how does the BPS approach help address these challenges?
Beautiful. I love that question. From your role, what are some of the, and again, you're going to speak according to your province or where you are at. What are the challenges faced by young people in Ketomena, in KZN? And what is it that you guys are doing to address those challenges? What are the challenges faced by young people in Atlantis? And what is the BPS doing to basically address those challenges? Bongiwe, go for it, sis.
I think with the challenges, it's quite a variety of challenges here in Ketomena. I'm just going to name three that are quite important, that come up quite a lot, especially when you're having one-on-one sessions and talks with young people. The first one the major one would be unemployment and the need for them to say they want to work very badly. In this community, as much as we are trying to raise the bar and say that, you know what, sometimes you just need to further your studies, focus on other aspects of your life rather than employment. But in this particular community, employment is very important to the Ketomena. And then the second one is, the young people are always going to share how they don't have someone to talk to. They don't have a space where there's privacy. They don't have where they can talk to a professional or someone who's going to give them an ear. It's always just them against adults and a world that is cruel, where they just need to make money. So those kind of challenges are the challenges that we as a BPS and the team on this side try and tackle on a daily basis. So we know that with the sessions that we are providing to young people, those are the sessions where they have said, like, they feel like they're in a safe space. Most of our young people that have started our sessions really enjoy the conversations they have with us as youth coach guides, as coaches, and even with the mobilizer. You find them sharing outside of the sessions to say that, you know what, I feel so much better that I've spoken to someone, because I have no one to speak to at home. No one understands me if I'm trying to express my frustration or would say this is what's happening. So the feedback we are getting with just having the sessions, we get that feedback that young people actually value the conversations they have with us, because they don't have spaces where they can have conversations with us. And on top of that, the good thing again is that with the many organizations that we are working closely with, if anything seems a bit of a hard or for us to actually work on or engage with, we have a number of other organizations that we can actually refer these young people to. For instance, if someone was in an abusive relationship or in any form of trouble at home, we have different people to refer to where they can actually get assistance for either therapy, counseling. We have those kind of contacts within our reach to refer, and which are actually within their community. And surprisingly, most young people didn't know about any of these services. But the BPS, the basic package of support, has provided those linkages to these young people. And it's something very beautiful to witness and see that actually there is change with just the conversation. We haven't even got to the of employment or education, but the fact that there's a difference in one of the issues that I've mentioned, it shows that BPS is really making a difference in their lives.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. You're talking about connecting young people into an opportunity. Yes, they might have came into your door saying that we want to work, we want employment, but without realizing that there are some other underlying issues that they are facing with, and they don't even know where to access the services. But by connecting with either a mobilizer or a coach from BPS, they're able to see that actually there are services within my community, because now I am linked with a service within my community. I don't have to go out. Thank you so much. And that's definitely through a community of practice. Mosiwa, you had your hand up, and then I'm going to go to Tyrese after you.
Yes, I think in my experience, especially working with young people in the community of Orange Farm, the first one is actually understanding the word service on its own. At first, there was a misinterpretation because we use the word service a lot, and young people will say, but you only know about service when it comes to infrastructure and construction work-related stuff, and not necessarily what that means for them. So we've tried using a language that speaks to them, which is opportunities. And once we started talking about opportunities, one, they spoke about unreliable service providers that make promise to young people that they will give them opportunities, and those opportunities do not come. Or you'd find a young person goes into an opportunity, receives a stipend for a few months, and thereafter the stipend is cut off. And also we've got an issue of, we do not have higher learning institutions like TVET colleges around Orange Farm. So most of learning spaces for young people to further their studies, they need to travel outside of Orange Farm, which means now it's money for transportation to and from, because we are far from many places. And that's a challenge. Access to services, they actually enhance a young person's ability to access better opportunities or a career path. We find our young people jumping from one learnership to the next, And that on its own, it's not creating a reliable or sustainable career path. So our young people struggle with that. And we find that sometimes you can blame service providers, but sometimes you cannot, because it's what they're receiving and that's what they're providing. And hence the community of practice and the referral network is able to teach young people around this. And in terms of coaching, that's what our coaches will do, to say, where do you want to go? Who are you? What is it that you'd like to do with your life? And then it goes back to the community of practice to say, we've got a young person who wants to be a doctor. How do we access information for this young person in this community? Because in our community of practice, we have different people around education, employment, lifestyle, and health. So these are the different sectors that we engage with, so that we are able to go back to feed the coaches and the mobilizers of information, and that's the information that can support the young person. So these issues around service providers, they make it difficult for young people to actually see themselves going Orange Farm. I mean, like with one taxi, you can go around Orange Farm and you can see for yourself that there isn't much for a young person to do, unless if they go out. But if they go out of Orange Farm as well, going to hold their hand. Who's going to be with them? And that's what BPS is doing different, is that they're holding the young person's hand throughout the process. And we the service providers into our community when we have career expos, so these young people feel that the service providers are also coming to them. And we've had young people speak about the experience of finally bringing it to a college to Orange Farm. They don't have to go out because then they do not have money for transportation. So such engagement in bringing services closer and also encouraging other service providers to work together gives young people a better experience and a better feel about their community.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Tyrese. What are the challenges faced by young people? Sorry, you can go.
I can agree with Mosiwa. It's like service providers in Atlantis that doesn't stick to the young people. Most service providers only can keep a function only for today, but they don't stick to it. Do more, like Youth Day is coming up now, so they're gonna keep a function for you to maybe, and they don't show up afterwards. They cancelled, or maybe they don't show up for the young people. And the most problem we have in Atlantis is gangsterism for our young males. So males in Atlantis is mostly stick to gangsterism, poverty, and violence and crime. So what is basically BPS is actually doing is they're trying to get their mindset right to stick to BPS because we're giving them support that they don't have at maybe at home or with their friends, because their friends can also be an influence to them to stick to crime. So now they have BPS to help them stick to the support we're giving them here at BPS.
Beautiful. So it's so interesting that every community has their main challenges. I hear Atlantis is mainly around crime, gangsterism, and all of that. And then Umongiwe mentioned something around the hunger for employment, but she also mentioned young people not having safe spaces to talk and raise their frustration or talk about how they are feeling. Almost I was talking about literally the scarcity of services within Orange Farm. Young people do not have money to go out of Orange Farm to reach or to access services. So it simply means what BPS is doing is actually different than any other services that has existed within these communities. But what we're also trying to do is how can we become one in a community? We spoke about the community of practice, understanding that the young person's need is not only to seek employment. The young person's need is not only to find health services. The young person's need is not only around lifestyle or even education. The young person needs variety of services. And as a service provider, I cannot offer everything. I can never specialize on everything. So how can I now partner up with other organizations that are providing these other services so that we can strengthen our community of practice to make sure that we create a safety net for our young people so that they do not fall through the cracks, where they find they don't have any strength to move forward, they don't have any services, no opportunities, none whatsoever. But we try to make sure that we keep on strengthening. And Utari spoke about inconsistency of services. Actually, he spoke about services that are coming but then leave young people hanging, they actually drop young people. How can we strengthen our ways of working with young people? How can we listen more to young people as to what is it that you guys need from us as the service providers? And how can we strengthen our services to ensure that we serve you at the best of our abilities so that you get yourself into an opportunity? Not just get into an opportunity, but you stay in an opportunity so that you can be able to build up yourself in this employment industry. Are there any questions? Are there any comments? Antonia, is there any other question? These questions are very interesting. Please keep the questions coming. I'm looking, we have 15 minutes left. And this feels like we just started like literally 2 minutes ago.
I know, right? It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And yeah, so one of the in fact, it's a question from me, and it's looking forward, the future of BPS. So how do the youth coaches, the mobilizers, feel about the future of the BPS? What are their hopes for the BPS program, and how can we sort of further enhance our efforts to support and uplift young people in South Africa? So what are the hopes for the future of the BPS, and then how can we enhance what we're currently doing to support and uplift young people in South Africa?
Beautiful, got that. But before I get us to answer that, Musiwa had his hand up before that. I'm not sure if Musiwa, you wanted to add before that question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because you mentioned something about listening to the voices of young people and trying to be relevant to their needs. So we recently held a community of practice youth dialogue, and we were only expecting 50 young people from the community. And we had over 100 young people in the room. How did we achieve this? One, we engaged with service providers that are actively serving young people. And the question we were trying to address was that how can we actively ensure that young people are actively engaged with services in their communities? And that dialogue was one way of getting to hear the voices of young people. And what we learned from the dialogue is that what was happening before COVID and what was happening 10 years ago, it's different to what young people are going through right now. And that is one way, yes, and that is one way of us as service providers become relevant to what young people need in the community. So by hosting these dialogues, but also dialogues that are driven by young people, not by us as service providers, because I can have my own deliverables and just tick boxes, but the needs of a young person needs to speak to what they need in their community. And hence, I think ever since BPS came into the picture, and that will also translate to what Antonio was asking about the future of BPS, is that engaging with other service providers, they see a footprint of BPS existing in where young people are. That is, young people who are in opportunities, BPS giving support through coaching, because we also support young people who are in opportunities. One that helps a young person who's still new in the working field to understand what employment looks like, what the working space looks like, how is it different from high school, and how is it different from the community. And through the support of the coach, a young person is able to understand it. What we are experiencing currently in Orange Farm, we've got a service provider that we are working with, and they are placing young people in opportunities. And through our partners, they were able to say, you know what, if you want your program to be successful, partner with BPS because they know what they do. They won't be focused on your young person going to work Monday to Friday, but they will also focus on the well-being of your young person when they're in that opportunity, so that the young person is able to function. At the beginning of the year, as a site, we had dreams and visions around things that we wanted to achieve, that is partnering with other stakeholders and also seeing young people going into opportunities. And that has happened in 6 months. We see ourselves getting more than what we had hoped for. And as a team, we are hopeful that we can get support to actually continue with the program, because from my personal experience, when I was younger, it's something that I needed. And everyone in the team feels the same, to say they needed someone who's going to just listen, but not just listen, but also make me realize something about myself and my capabilities. Because we know that our educational stream, it's very limited in terms of resources. The coaches help the young person to think out of the box and access other services. So if this, the future is actually having it not just as a preventative process, but also as one way before young people, before we lose young people. So like a pre-program in high school that engages young people. You know, when I was still in high school, there was a guidance period, and there was someone who's going to offer motivation, but BPS could play a role in ensuring that those services exist and support young people, both in high school and even out of school, and young people in opportunities.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Msiwa. Ubongiwe had her hand up, and it was around the question that Antonia have asked around what are your hopes for BPS, and what are the things that you think we need to enhance to continue supporting and serving the young people of South Africa. Thank you.
To just, I think Umusiwa has also touched on the second question which Antonia asked, but here in KZN, what we think is needed, or the BPS, I think reaching a wider spectrum of the deeper rural KZN. I think because at first we were here in Ketamena, and this is where we've started, just to see how the program could assist, but I think this is now like a call to say that as much as here in Ketamena is quite a small community, we have a lot of young people that still need guidance. And like Musiwa was saying, when we were growing up, I think we had the same issue, and somehow we just got over it, applied to schools, now we are working and so on and so forth. Like somehow we just winged it, you know. But I feel like a lot of young people still need this kind of guidance. They still need places like us in BPS where they can get to engage, get to learn more about themselves, about everything, and to learn better, you know, because I feel most young people are just lost and they don't even know where to start So
Mm.
especially in rural areas where there's no computer labs, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no career guidance at their schools. The BPS could go a long way in such communities like those. So I think if looking at a wider spectrum, the vision would have, more BPS sites, especially in the impoverished communities where they don't have access to much, And then with how we can do this or achieve such, Mosiwa has covered this. I'm just gonna put my cherry on top to say what we are doing with working with different stakeholders and bringing them together to actually bring services holistically instead of different corners, that is a start. And looking at how successful working with different stakeholders and communities, it shows that if we are in unity, we can definitely go a long way with working together.
Honestly, we can definitely go a long way. It's just so beautiful to see how everyone has beautiful hopes for BPS. I definitely do have mine as well, but I would love to hear from Simone. I would love to hear from Simone, who is sitting, because obviously the guests that we have here, they're working like directly in sites. We do have hopes as well. And I would like to hear from you, Simone. What are your hopes? And what do you think we need to do to enhance the BPS approach to better serve the young people of South Africa?
Yeah, thanks, Nolly. And yeah, it's been so great listening to the team speak to this question. I think we really are, we ultimately want to see every young person in South Africa have access to this type of support, whether they are currently unemployed or whether they're still in school, but, potentially at risk of dropping out or unsure of what to do when they finish school. I think there's so many points along a young person's journey from school into the world of work where you can get lost, where you can fall through the cracks and where you need that support. We even know at, some of our higher education institutions, there's very high dropout rates there. These are all just symptoms of not, young people getting the type of support they need to realize their full potential and have access to the kinds of futures that they want. And I think for us, whether it's more BPS sites or just partnering with organizations that are also doing amazing work in this space, but don't necessarily always kind of get the credit for it, because I think it is long, as we've heard from our amazing coaches and site manager and mobilizer today, it's difficult work to shift the mindset of young people when you're coming from a place of really feeling very isolated and hopeless. And the same with our service providers, working in communities with systems and processes that maybe you feel also aren't giving you the tools you need to make a difference can be very demotivating. And so it's not kind of work, I think, where you see immediate results. And so people, it's not the shiny kind of, big sell that people maybe want to see, but the transformation that happens to young people and to service providers is unbelievable, and we just want to see more of that, basically.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sim, for that. And I think you're totally right. And I really felt when Ubongi and Musiwa was talking about, we never had these opportunities. We never had the opportunity of being held by someone or being offered a space where you can just try to figure out who are you and what is it that you need right now in your life. And that can definitely help enabling our young people to basically sprint in their lives so that they can be able to reach the higher heights that they need to. Sometimes it's just a matter of, kind of lighting that thing of, these are your strengths. These are the qualities. These are the things that you're good at. And how can you use those to better move forward or navigate life moving forward? Because we all, especially in our communities, guys, we always just locked up in these small communities. We're not even aware of what is available for us out there. So having a program like BPS, which is able to basically say, there are so many things that are available for you. Let us get to know you first. Let us try to figure out where you're going and what are the qualities that you have and what is it that you need in order for you to move forward. And let us link you to the right service providers in order for you to just flourish. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for this. It has been an amazing time engaging with all of you. I cannot believe that it's now 1:57. I cannot believe. I think we need around 2 or something like that. But I just want to hear, Antonia, are there any questions, burning questions that we can quickly wrap up before before we close? Yes.
Yes. Look, on my clock it says 5:02. So since I'm the one that's managing this account, I think we can extend it. Yeah, we can extend it by a further 3 minutes. I think Simone had a question. That you wanted to pose. Thanks.
Yeah, I would just love to hear from the teams. A lot of people, when they hear about the BPS, they say things like, oh, but does it have to be one-on-one coaching? Does it have to be this individual approach? And can we not do this same thing in like a bigger group setting, or can't we do it digitally, like over computers or whatever? And I just wanted to hear, based on your guys' experience of doing this work and working so intensively with young people, what is your response to that? What do you think is the value in this kind of one-on-one approach?
That's an interesting one. Would like to give that a try? Musiwa.
Right. Based on my experience, I know one can be very intimidating, but also the reason from us, I think, on site and how we've responded to this, that we tell them about a safe space that we create. And because the process is tailor-made for an individual to focus on themselves, to take ownership of things that are around you. So it's that space whereby for once in your life, you've got someone who is there to listen to you attentively, understand you as an individual, and then work on you as an individual based on your needs, because it's about you as that young individual. One of our values in BPS is that we shine and let others shine. And in that, we recognize the young person, that the young person needs to shine themselves so that those around them are able to shine. So that's what we've been saying to young people, is that we want to see your shine. What is your shine? That is why we give them one-on-one sessions, because once you go into the bigger group, you'll find different people with different qualities. So we want the young person to speak confidently from their qualities and not compare themselves with others, so that they feel comfortable about who they are.
Beautiful. Anyone else? Tyrese.
I can agree with Musiwa. And another value of BPS is be brave for the truth. So you need to trust someone to be brave, and to be brave, you always need to trust someone to be brave. So it's just need to that trust building thingy. Yeah, that's all I can say.
And it's easier to build that trust when there's only one person who is giving you like an undivided attention, right? Beautiful. Bongiwe, do you have anything to say here?
Yes, it's just echoing what Tyrese and Mo have said. I think one thing I've seen is that with the issue that I raised in the beginning of our conversation with young people not having a safe space, in some communities, they don't have the luxury of having your own bedroom or a space where you can take time out. So these one-on-ones are those moments. As much as it's you are not alone, but you are not at home, no one can listen to you, and so on and so forth. And you are speaking to somebody that's not from the community. That's the best part. Because I think when we first started, where some young people were like, we wouldn't be comfortable speaking to people that are from around the community, because they feel it's a very enclosed community and everybody knows each other. That means everybody's going to be in your business. So this space of having the one-on-one fits very well and very perfectly to young people of such a community that feel that they need that kind of privacy, because the whole aspect of their life is not private at all. So this is the one time they get that closure to say I'm in a private space and a comfortable and where I can actually express myself openly. So I definitely support that notion of what my colleagues have been saying.
Beautiful, interesting. Musiwa, you had your hand up.
Yes, I just actually had a reflection now to say the reason we do one-on-ones, especially when you come to BPS, is that there is no stigma when you leave the consultation room. There is no stigma when you walk out of the door to say you were at BPS for this issue. And that's what's different, because then no one knows what was happening in that space. And when you leave the room, you find other young people. So you cannot say, we're all here for the same issue. No, you dealt with your own issues. And when you leave that space, you know it's in there. No one is going to judge you. It's a friendly environment. No one knows what happened, but it's between you and your coach. And that's what I just remembered.
Sure. Beautiful. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Any other questions? Any other comments, Antonio?
No, I think we've pretty much covered, Nolly. There was just a comment in the chat about whether it's possible to make the e-learning course available for young people who are part of the program based on their unique needs. So I don't know if that's something that we, might want to consider.
Sim, would you like to take on that one?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. This online course was the first in what we hope will be a whole series of courses that we put together. We are also trying to hopefully find a way of doing that in a kind of data light way, so that these things are easily accessible for people, data light, data free, hopefully. But yeah, the course is openly available at the moment, so anyone can access it. But we will, over the next few months, hopefully be developing more and more. But yeah, if you keep following us on social media, we'll update you there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I would like us to have a round of closing remarks before we wrap this thing up. And thank you so much, guys, once again, for joining and taking the time, obviously for engaging with the course number one, and also for being part of the BPS program, because definitely without you, we won't be able to do the work that we're doing in your community. So thank you so much for that. Any closing remarks before we wrap up? Closing remarks? Who would like to go first? Yes, Luciwa.
Right. Thank you very much, Nuli. And I think the idea of BPS is to reach out to as many young people as possible. And we've spoken about issues of unemployment and lack of skills. And I feel this is one way that we're trying to uniquely recognize every young person's skill so that we can be able to bring all these services into our community. So I would urge, if there are any service providers in and around Orange Farm that can support what we are doing, please do reach out. We are at Orange Farm Skills Center in Orange Farm next to the police station opposite Masibambane College. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Tyrese, any words?
Yes, just to connect young people to more opportunities in Atlantis and connecting to more stakeholders with job opportunities, study opportunities, everything you guys have out there here in Atlantis, Cape Town, just to connect the young people so that they can feel there is something out there for me that I can do with the dreams I have.
Beautiful. Thank you. Bongi?
I think on my side, in closing, I would definitely like to encourage young people to make use of our services if they have reached to us, and I'll also actually encourage like if there's any adults specifically, to have that extra ear and be extra nice to our young people, because it's not easy at all for them, so that little smile goes a long way. Even that gesture of saying, how can I help you? I would definitely encourage the older people to be that kind of support system, even if they can't help the way that the basic package of supports would help or assist. But that little check-in with our young people would go a long way.
Beautiful. Thank you. Sim, any closing remarks? from your side?
Yeah, I think just, well, firstly to say thank you so much to everyone on this call. It's been so enriching for me. And yeah, I think, again, just for anyone out there who is interested in learning more about the program, who maybe wants to partner with us, we are relatively new kids on the block. We're always keen to learn about what's happening in the space. And yeah, from those who've been doing this work for a lot longer. And also, as I think Masiba mentioned, we are always looking to connect with different organizations offering different types of services that might support young people in the areas where we're working, including employers. So we are always looking for opportunities to link our young people to. So please do reach out if you're interested.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Antonia, our tech support.
No, thank you all, my colleagues, for being so well behaved on the call. But a special thank you to Nolutando, our wonderful host. You've done such a fabulous job, and you've contextualized what everybody's been saying so well, and it's made the conversation very easy to follow, and especially for people who are not familiar with the BPS approach. I think you've done a brilliant job of framing it in a way that makes it accessible to everybody. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, everyone, thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for sharing. That is definitely it. The only thing that we have time for today, otherwise we have so much more to say. But thank you so much for joining us wherever you are, and thank you for sharing your valuable time and insights. We do hope that you will engage proactively in the e-learning course. It is available, and we will leave a link in our social media platforms. So please take on the course and learn more about the BPS approach of working with young people. Please remember to connect with us and our side teams via social media. We are on LinkedIn, Facebook, our WhatsApp channel at Basic Package of Support. And yeah, together we can create a brighter future for our youth. Thank you for being part of this amazing journey with us. Let us continue to shine and let others shine. Thank you so much. Please make sure that you keep on sharing and liking the live. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Nolly. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.